The second round of Turkey's presidential runoff vote will begin today, and many are seeing this as a defining moment for the future of the country. Louise Greenwood reports.
Officials in the capital Ankara preparing to count around 2 million postal votes from Turkish citizens overseas. Sunday will see an unprecedented second-round runoff to choose the nation's leader in an election that's been extraordinary, even by Turkish standards. Defying opinion polls that had given a clear lead to his Republican rival Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu, the incumbent President Erdogan fell just short of winning the mandate he needed for victory 2 weeks ago. Now, as the Turkish Republic celebrates its centenary year, citizens are once again being asked to decide its future.
I'm very hopeful for the election results. I believe that Kılıçdaroğlu will win. I'm very hopeful because I believe there was fiddling in the first round. I hope we get better results this time.
The future, it seems like, it's already Erdogan. It's, more or less the 20 years. He has been president of the Turkey, so it's going to be, maybe he's going to choose or no, I don't know.
I think the one who's better for Turkey should win, but I think a change is needed.
President Erdogan is accused by his opponents of becoming increasingly authoritarian during his 2 decades in power. Kılıçdaroğlu says he'll put an end to that. His 6-party alliance promising economic reform and a return to a parliamentary system of government. But the campaign was thrown into disarray when the third presidential candidate, Muharrem İnce, dropped out just days ahead of voting. That threw the door open to far-right winger Sinan Oğan, who was barely known outside nationalist circles until recently. After winning a surprise 5% in the first round, Oğan has stunned the opposition by giving his backing in the second round to President Erdogan's People's Alliance.
The National Alliance failed to show sufficient success against the People's Alliance, which has been in power for 20 years. They also could not offer a perspective that would convince us about the future.
With the right wing now possibly holding the balance of power in any new administration, Kılıçdaroğlu's rhetoric has taken a more nationalistic turn ahead of Sunday's runoff. He's promising to repatriate millions of Syrian refugees who've sought refuge in the country in recent years. But this has alienated Kurdish voters who endorsed his National Alliance in the first round of voting.
In the first round, Kılıçdaroğlu had a more inclusive campaign language, but going into the runoffs, he's adopted a discourse that has disturbed and upset Kurdish voters. Looking at this, we can say that the motivation of the Kurdish voters to head to the polls is now very low.
Whoever wins on Sunday, there are signs of more trouble ahead for Turkey's economy. On Friday, the lira crashed to a new all-time low of over 20 to the dollar, as analysts warn of an uninvestable outlook if current economic policy continues. With both candidates offering such radically different choices for the future, the pressure from both Erdogan and his Republican challenger is to get voters out of their homes and into the polling booths. Louise Greenwood, CGTN.